So joining me virtually is the Secretary General of the Non-Academic Staff Union of Universities, NASU, Comrade Peters Adeyemi. Comrade, welcome to Politics Today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Quickly now, since you commenced the protest, have you been reached out to by any member of the federal government?
Not really, but yesterday I saw a missed call from the Honorable Minister of Labor and Employment. Incidentally, I tried to reach him back. I wasn't successful. So far, nothing.
Very well, then one of your concerns is the 75% and 25% sharing formula of the earned academic allowances, which you say does not favor your members. I think one of the questions would have to be, what was the initially agreed sharing formula? Was your union aware of this?
Yeah, thank you. In 2013, when the first tranche of the earned allowance was released by the federal government, 30 billion, it was agreed that this money should be released to the various bursaries of the universities because the bursaries have the records. In fact, the computation of the arrears of the earned allowance was from 2009 to 2019. And every member, every staff of the university and inter-university centers actually had a figure allocated as arrears to him or her, whether it is a teaching or a non-teaching staff. That computation was done under the IMC, Implementation Management Committee, under the chairmanship of Dr. Wale Babalakin, SAN, and that was submitted. And honestly, government have released 4 tranches of that money. One in 2013, another one in 2017, and twice in 2019. Apart from the one that was released in 2013, the ones that were released in 2017 was not. That was about 23 billion. And it was just less than 10% of that was allocated to the 3 non-teaching staff union. And when that was done, we protested vehemently to government to say, look, you can't release 23 billion and just give about 4-point-something billion to 3 unions. And as a result of our pressure on government, they released additional 8 billion. So we have thought that with that experience, government will not make that mistake again. In 2019,
if I may come in here.
Yes, please.
Just a second. If I may come in here, the reason why that's a question as to whether you were party to that agreement is because ASUU says you were not part of the negotiations for the earned academic allowance, earned allowances. In fact, ASUU says that you don't have a system to verify the claims of your members. It says there's a sharing formula that must be verified based on documents provided. How do you verify the claims of your members in terms of earned allowances?
Well, let me say that one, I don't want to debate any issue with ASUU. I don't have the jack of NASU and SANU. We don't have any issue with ASUU. We have issues with the federal government because it is not the responsibility of the union to compute what is due to its members. That is strictly the responsibility of the bursary department. So I don't know how they came about saying they have a way of verifying. What we know is that the bursary department of every university has inbuilt system of determining what is owed every staff, whether it is in form of salaries, allowances, and in this issue of earned allowance. So it cannot be. And honestly, I must tell you that it is also strange that it is in this era that we are seeing that unions determine what should be paid and what should not be paid. In terms of when government release the money, It cannot be the responsibility of unions to pay what has been released by government, because we have machineries in place. We have various departments of the institutions in place to say exactly that this is what is owed, this is what has been paid, this is what remains, and so on and so forth. So for us in the jack of NASU and SANU, what we have said is that any money that is released by the federal government should be released to the bursary department, who knows, who have the records. They have the records of what is owed the staff, and it is their responsibility to pay. So it is not correct that we don't have a way of verifying what our members are owed. It is completely incorrect.
All right, Comrade Adeyemi, sadly we're out of time, and we're hoping that this does not pitch ASUU against NASU. But I'd like to say thank you very much for coming to speak with us. Comrade Peter Adeyemi, the Secretary General of the Non-Academic Staff Union of Universities. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.